Check out this erection. No, this erection. So I'm going to start right off from the beginning. Remember all those boxes that everyone was asking about? The posts dropping down. Same here, the post dropping down. So this is what it looks like up close. The steel end bed is sitting in there. That's why they were boxed out. So originally they had a box and it was poured concrete solid and the end bed was sitting on the base. Now that the steel's installed, now they went ahead and welded it. Remember that big ass footing that was right here? It was monsters, about 5 by 5 and about 3 feet deep. And everyone was like, why are you putting that there? And then there was this stem wall. Well, if we look up, that's why. That is footing that was down here. That footing that was down here is carrying that load. There's rebar running through here, and that steel is pushing down on this. Those moments are working right through here, just as this works across here, makes our way to the steel column, and that steel column is transmitting that load into that it was actually a 6 by 6, 3 feet deep footing that held that steel plate that was sitting there. Remember we had the threaded rods coming up and they were sticking up this way, and that's what was sitting there. It was calculated to carry this. So our transmission of load is from this roof down the concrete wall, which is a stem wall, down this load here, and then back up again, and then down across that side. So everything on the back is being held by these three up on front, and then it's carried through everything that's back here. Each of these is where your I-beam was set, where your I-beam sits and is welded onto that end bed. End bed, obviously. Now what they'll do is they'll put in an angle iron, which comes up this way and then goes up, and this roof decking will then weld onto that, and they'll puddle weld and then screw this deck down. Now I'm gonna have to show you video. I'll show you some photos of it from the other side, but for right now, that's where we're at. We could talk about the RTU curb, which has been installed, and that was installed first. RTU curb was installed to the steel, and now the sheeting comes up to it. We'll talk about that. That's more to come. To me, steel is probably one of the coolest things. Besides talking about civil work outside, you've got all of this steel, and this is small enough, this project is small enough that you can really get an understanding of how it works through the transmission of load, through the I-beams, through the main girder.